You know what? End of the week. We know what time it is. The stock market weekly recap. Let's get right into it. Talk about our portfolios here, the Robinhood and the M1. Then we will get into how the indices did, and then some news. There's not as much news today, but let's go for it. So on the week, the Robinhood portfolio was down 1.16. Not a beautiful week for us. So we had a really good, really good Monday. No doubt about that. We can't lie to you. And then kind of a nightmare after that. So you see a big spike Monday. It was because New Age Beverage Corporation saw a big uptick, doubled the stock nearly after hours, and I saw around a $200 rise from that. But it's kind of fallen a little bit since then, so that's why we're back down. So almost a really good week for us, but I have pretty good weight in real estate companies, so that was definitely a portion of why I was down so much this week. As far as anything going on from what happened this week, we'll take a look real quick. So I went ahead and bought, that's right, 5 shares of ARI, Apollo Commercial Real Estate. I like the company quite a bit. I think it's undervalued compared to where it should be, so I bought some more shares of that. I bought 5 shares of NRZ, New Residential Investment. And again, this is off the cash that's been sitting from my sales of Neo stock and Plug and Blink. So this is cash that I've had sitting for a couple weeks now that I'm putting to good use. Cisco paid a dividend of $1.09 that got reinvested. Nothing major there. Got reinvested for 0.02 shares. So New Age Beverages, that's right. It fell down again. It went over $3, fell down. I bought 25 more shares at $2.11 just in case we get another pop. It's a potential here. So SPHD, I went ahead and bought $50 worth, which is 1.48 shares. KBWY, or KBWD, I bought $50 worth, which is 3.62 shares. And I also bought $50 worth of KBWY, which is 2.68 shares. I love these. They're monthly dividend payers. Not a lot of capital appreciation, but I do think dividend-wise, with reinvestment, these things are going to be beasts one day as far as positions are concerned. So pretty exciting, and I'm really looking to get some free cash flow from them. $50 this Global X Super Dividend Fund. I'm moving a lot of money into ETFs for a decent reason. I think equities are pretty highly priced, and some of them are really warranted. Some of them really aren't. So ETFs are a little bit safer for broader market exposure. And PSEC paid a dividend of $1.86, which got reinvested for 0.369 shares. Good to see on that aspect. So as far as the M1 Finance portfolio, well, we need to look at all time for this portfolio. We always do, all time now, up $4,275 or 30% all time, which is since 2017. So overall, I can't lie to you. I appreciate those results. M1 Finance, on the week, we were down 1.72. Not a beautiful week for sure on both portfolios. Overall, we're up to 28.66. As far as any activity, we had our normal buys, but the only dividend we saw was Prospect Capital. PSEC paid $2.55. Really nothing major this week at all. Our normal trades, nothing major. Just a lot of companies that were added here. Really already purchased, but just a small amount of each company being purchased. So as far as the positions themselves, we're up $931 or $8 or 8.13%. But if you had dividends in there, we're up an additional $358 all time. So you do love to see that. As far as the indices, the Dow Jones did outperform me. What a shocker, both ones. Down 0.76 as far as the Dow Jones is concerned. Year-to-date down 7.25. Nothing major there. You'd expect to be down further with everything going on, but it's not. The S&P 500 was down 0.28. Year-to-date now, 0.47 down, which is relatively flat, so nothing major there really to be concerned about. And the NASDAQ saw a 1.33% decline. So year-to-date now, 15.5 in the green, actually. So again, I have more tech heavy and real estate heavy, so guess what I got hammered with the most? Yeah, the red. Two areas that got hit the worst this week. So that's why we underperformed this week, and I apologize for it. I hate underperforming. But year-to-date, still up massively in the NASDAQ. As far as news is concerned, Chevron has agreed to buy Noble Energy, I should say, $5 billion purchase, so which is equivalent to $10.38, which is 7.6% over the closing price as of last Friday. So pretty exciting there for Chevron to really boost their overall reach. So the European Union signed a $750 billion Euro deal stimulus package to give stimulus checks to those in need out there. So exciting for them, obviously, to see how that happens. Everyone's in need of some stimulus check, right? Hopefully no more, but you know how it goes. Apple has committed to be 100% carbon neutral by 2030. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean they're going to quit emitting carbon, but the ideal is they will be neutral as far as their emissions, to where they're not producing more clean gas than they are, harmful carbon. So the goal is obviously neutral, which again by 2030 is a big goal, which means obviously a lot. My guess is a lot of solar and alternative energy that they use in their factories. So I don't know how that's necessarily going to work for them, but good for them for the goal at least. Obviously, kind of a push right now. Just with everything going on with everyone pushing for clean energy, so it's a statement that they pretty well had to make, being a big face of really the country as far as companies are concerned. So Apple also, you know what? There's some good news for them. You know, they tried to be good in the news, then they also were bad in the news. So multiple states are investigating Apple for deceiving customers. Consumer protection probe against them, as they tend to do with any company that's large and in charge. There's always going to be suits against them, so I'd like to see what exactly that leads to. I don't think they're liable for anything really, in my opinion, but we saw Disney saw them delay Mulan, so they delayed Mulan yet again. So that's pretty massive there. People were hoping for it, but again, with rising cases again, movie theaters likely are not going to see the opening they want to see. So Mulan, instead of just going straight to streaming, they still want a theatrical appearance, so therefore they're going to go ahead and delay it. I get it, but it sets a bad precedent for any movie that was scheduled this year as well. And the antitrust hearing from the four tech giants, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, and Google, the antitrust hearing will be moved to July 27th now, instead of it was supposed to be this past week. And you know what? It didn't happen. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, nothing will happen of it. Congress is just going to be uneducated in the matter as usual, and just start kind of grilling the CEOs and saying, this is what you should do, even though it's not feasibly possible if they had any idea what they were talking about. But that's government for you. So I do hope you enjoyed this, and you have a good one.